Hello everyone, today let's talk about DALL-E. So DALL-E 2 is a OpenAI project that allows you to create realistic images based on language input. So I'm here on their website, and of course they kind of show what they've created with DALL-E 2 in the past, and everything like that. You can join the waitlist. I myself am currently on the waitlist. They have a pretty cool video of how it exactly works, which is cool to watch. So as you can see here, text description is an astronaut riding a horse in a photorealistic style. So this is what it came up with, which is very good for taking text input and turning it actually into a photo output. But we can change this to, teddy bears mixing sparkling chemicals at mad scientists as a 90s morning cartoon. And it kind of creates a whole bunch, and there's a bunch of examples through here. If we want to do an astronaut on a resort in a vaporware type style. So there's just many different things you can do with DALL-E 2. Now, of course, DALL-E 2 is the top of the line language to photo AI generator, and it does cost some money to be able to get into DALL-E 2. But if you hold on, I will show you a alternative that is open source, does okay job. So I'll show you that coming up here soon. But just to continue with DALL-E 2, you can see it can actually create edits as well. So as you can see within the original image, and then the DALL-E 2 edits. So it added a flamingo here. And you can kind of see, like if I look at 3 here, you can see added flamingos there. And they look realistic, like they were meant to be there, or even put there on purpose. Say this is the same thing, took the original image, made it into a bunch of different variations. AI was able to see what was in the original image and then actually make it into something different. Which, if you really think about it, is kind of an amazing thing, when really only us humans can turn something like, say if you write pencil on a piece of paper, we could draw a pencil, but now computers could draw a pencil as well. Which doesn't sound like much, but I think it is a big step forward with AI, or in AI development. And of course, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but this is an OpenAI project. Of course, they've come up with quite a few different things, like GPT-3 and stuff like that. But here's that video I was talking about, how they kind of pull everything together. They talk about the training model and the network that consists behind the scenes for DALL-E 2. There is also news that DALL-E 3 may be coming out real soon as well, but that cannot be confirmed at the moment. So the original DALL-E was released in January of 2021, and then we now have DALL-E 2, as you can see quite the difference in between. So this pretty much set a painting of a fox sitting in a field at sunset in the style of Claude Monet. So you can tell how much better the training model has gotten between DALL-E 1 and DALL-E 2. And especially, we get into DALL-E 3 when that finally gets released, and who knows what we're going to see. And then it kind of just goes on to more stuff. You can join, like I said, join the waitlist, content policy, risk and limitations, all that goodness. But now I want to get to the interesting part. So I showed you DALL-E 2, arguably the gold standard, but it does have a waiting list. Not everybody can use it. There is a cost, and that doesn't sound right. So let's talk about an open source piece of technology, and this is called Dalle Mini. So this is also a text to image generator. And I will also put all these links down in the description, so you can try them out yourself. But as you can see, it's all on GitHub. This was a trained model from Cryon. If I mispronounce that, I'm sorry. But what it will do is pretty much the same thing that DALL-E can do. So you can actually install it here and run it. You can even run it within Google and all that goodness. But let's actually go to their website. So let's say we want to find something here. And sorry, my keyboard's probably going to be a little loud. So let's do cat on a car. And let's see what it comes up with. Now, of course, this does take a little bit of time to process. And, of course, you always have the ads for everything nowadays. But, hey, if they can make a little money off it and better it over time, I'm all for it. Or if you guys even want to grab it from GitHub and play around with it, you know, mess with it, you guys go right ahead as well. That's what it's there for. But we'll kind of show you what the difference is between Dalle Mini and DALL-E 2 is. And of course, there is no affiliation between DALL-E 2 with OpenAI and Dalle Mini. That's simply just what they call the open source DALL-E, pretty much. Couple things to also remember is that with DALL-E, or Dalle Mini, the images won't be quite as good as you may get with DALL-E 2. That is because the training model is much smaller than what OpenAI has access to with their model. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, it's always improving. So here we go. So we have some kind of funky images, but it kind of, when you really sit there and think about it, and you get to the point where you understand that by me typing in cat on a car, a computer was able to figure out that it needed a cat, it needed a car, and to put the cat on a car. And has successfully, to a point, done that. Now, of course, you have some really, really funny looking eyes. But they're all kind of in the form of a cat. Now, of course, if I were to type this into DALL-E 2, I would probably get a much better output. But, like I said, as this model tends to get larger, if you guys even want to train it with, if you have your own data sets, train on your own data sets and see if you can improve it, go right ahead. But it's just quite amazing how simple it is up front, but we don't see what's really happening in the back end, which is billions of computations happening in order to create these photos you see in front of me, or in front of us. One thing I should also mention, so it is also located on Hugging Face. Let me go here, and I'll also put this down in the description. So pretty much this is, you can run it directly from here. You can also grab the files from here as well. And if you haven't created a Hugging Face account, I would strongly suggest it. They're kind of a new, kind of like the new GitHub for AI, but so they're just starting up. But here, like I said, we can do dog on the moon. How about that? Just going to take us over here. Anyway, we can do this. This works too. But like I said, go ahead, grab it from GitHub. Play with it, you know. If you guys have any interest in AI, just, you know, and once you get done playing with it, can you make it? Have you made it better? You know, help the community out. Be part of the open source community. And of course, let me know down in the comments if you guys do happen to really start digging into this and get an understanding for how it's written and how the training model works. And hey, if you guys have any ideas how they could improve, you know, put it down in the comments, and maybe Crayon or however you pronounce their name, maybe they'll see it someday. But we'll give it here. Look at here. Okay, so as you can see here, pretty close, I would say. There's a couple that are, I wouldn't say close, but most of them have a dog-like image around a moon-like image. So, it's still a work in progress, but I think it has potential, especially for the open source aspect of it, to really start to take away some of the power that these big tech companies have. But like I stated before, all the links will be down in the description. Don't forget to comment while you're down there. Let me know what you think. This is a newer channel. If I could improve on anything, let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and of course, please subscribe. And we'll see you all in the next one.